Okay. All right, give me a second just to get this up here. Hello, everyone. Good, it's on mute. Go to live chat. Hi, Witchy Woo. Tar Apple and Sonia. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Nishant. Welcome back. Long hair, skinny eyed toe. Hello, hello. Hi, Bookline Ness and Nessie. Hi. So, hopefully, you guys had an okay start of your week. Mine has been not great already, but you know. I think, first of all, the beginning of the year has been a tough one, and we've talked about it a couple times, that, you know, it's just, I don't know what it is, but the beginning of this year has been weird and not wonderful for most people. But there's been a lot of sickness and suffering and tragedy and all kinds of stuff going on too. I think that just kind of weighs us down. So I think a lot of my, like, I'm kind of like shadow work stuff. I don't want to dive real deep into that because I'm afraid I'm going to lose myself, and all of you we're just going to dive in and keep going. The norovirus, yes, I've heard that. See, currently sick also. I know what my son Joey, I don't know if you guys saw on my Instagram page and Facebook page, but Joey was sick over the weekend and like couldn't breathe and didn't come to me until he was like gray. And I really can't breathe, Mom. And of course, when I said, why didn't you come to me before now? Well, I wanted to get to work. I wanted to make sure I got to work. So we had to take him in. He's on like 6 different meds, or 5 or 6, something like that. So yeah, it's been rough. So in case you guys didn't see this morning, this is the newest council member. Men and boys. I know. Exactly, Saran. I wanted to kill him. I love how he has that crown of light at the top. He's got some really cool energy, and I really can't wait to work with him. Right? It does. I know. He's really neat. And I'm so glad. Like, I don't know if you didn't see earlier when I unboxed him, I was a little worried because he's really different. His energy is really different, and he could be construed as like evil, or you know what I mean? Like he has fangs and his tongue is sticking out. He's got horns, which I'm not very shy about that stuff, but I didn't want to get something that had that kind of energy around if it was going to be like that kind of energy was going to be stuck. And it's not at all like that. He is very, first of all, he has a great sense of humor. He's very funny about everything. Hi, Michelle. And he, like, everything is a joke to him, which could also get annoying the other way. But so far, the energy that I've gotten from him is not at all what you would think with, you know, horns and fangs and all that kind of stuff. He's really like hilarious and sarcastic, which is great because I'm really sarcastic too. Hi, Exon. I know, right? I did too. So, and I'm really looking forward to working with the horned god kind of energy. And I think he's really Jester, like very. And he's just like, everything is done with a sense of humor with him. So yeah, absolutely. So I'm really excited. I'm kind of like, good. I totally think I'm gonna love working with him. So he's low-key heavy metal looking Scully, right? Exactly. Yes. Not long after my Jasper synced, I end up going into shadow issues. Maybe he'll lighten the mood. That would be good. Yeah, he is. Everything is kind of funny to him. So he's kind of helping me laugh through times that I want to like beat people or So yes. Okay. So hello. Hi, Donna. And Felina, hello. And anyone else I missed, I apologize. Hello. Amber Moon, hello. But I would be worried about that energy. I was a little bit, but I'll tell you, something about him told me that he was supposed to be a part of my council. And I was a bit reluctant at first. And I asked for more pictures actually at first. He's from Positive Energy Crystals on Instagram. And she sent me the pictures and I thought, okay, he clearly is like, yep, I'm supposed to go home with you. And sometimes it's hard to tell exactly what kind of energy you're going to get when he gets home. But I knew that he was supposed to be a part of my council. So I just trusted that, that we knew, hi, Ravenheart, that he knew, look, Ravenheart, look. He knew he was supposed to be a part of my gang. And when he got here, I was like, oh, hell yeah. He is hilarious. I mean, the energy from him is very, like a little bit of a dark sense of humor, obviously. But he is hilarious. Like he's genuinely happy-go-lucky and just wants to fuck with everyone, which is great with me. I'm fine with that. He's awesome. I know I will be getting a name soon. I haven't taken the time to sit down with him yet and really, connect with him as well as I'd like. I was on my way out to work this morning and he called me like from the mailbox. I was like, oh my gosh, did I not check the mail on Saturday? So I opened up and he's in the box in there and I thought, oh my goodness, you were here the whole time. So I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. So he's like, Lucifer, yes, like Lucifer from the Lucifer show on Netflix. Yes, absolutely. Yes. For sure. So his tongue is sticking out. I know, right? Exactly. He just is. I don't know. Like I said, at first I was a little worried because I'm like, I don't know. He looks like he's trying to be evil. He's just trying to mess with people completely and totally, which is hilarious to me. We're going to get along just fine. Just fine. So while we are here, I was hoping, what time is it? Now, Pat is not quite out of work yet, but at something not with it. Oh, he does look like he's laughing, but at something not with it. Yeah, a little bit. He's very tongue-in-cheek. He's kind of like, laughing at the people who are taking him too seriously, I think. Which is part of the reason I can't wait to show my mother him. Which is horrible. I know, it's horrible, but I think it will be hilarious. Which is so bad of me. But I can't help it. Just because. And I swear I did not get him just because of that. But I have really enjoyed the fact that she hates my Krampus so much. Like the awful Krampus mask, the incredible, that I love Krampus mask that Peter got me for Yule. She hates it. Like she doesn't even want to be in my room. Every time she comes in, she's like, I don't want it. Oh, well, too bad. I guess I gotta go. So bad. But yes. So yes. Part of me just wants to, I'm sure I will, like, maybe I'll bring him to her house and just set him down. So bad. All right. It's just a little evil. It's probably more than just a little evil. What else? So today, I don't know if you guys are a part of Don't Do Things Intentionally. I know, exactly. And you're right. I probably will. I probably will not bring him like specifically to her house, but yes, I know. Suddenly Jen starts buying all the scary looking stalls. Yes. So I don't know if you guys follow Mystic Dragon's Lair, but Cass is in Tucson for the Tucson Gem Show right now, and they have had some unbelievably amazing lives. So if you are not a part of that, please go ahead and join. She's awesome too. As far as crystal goes, she always has the best prices and great quality, and just forget them on the counter when she comes over. Yes. You should get a mannequin and place him standing by your door. But Grandpa's, yes. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, now I think I have a mannequin, as a matter of fact, or like a dress form anyway. Good idea. I was thinking about putting red glowing eyes in Krampus. I'm so bad. I gotta stop it. Hi, Heather. You got your package from Cass? Yay. So yes, she has been doing lives though all day from Tucson and showing us all kinds of goodies. And I've been actually getting extra lives. She'll call me if she needs to know something. Shut the door. I know, right? Shut the front door. How many times do I say that, Raven? They are absolutely amazing. I've been getting some extra lives because Cass is calling me like when she wants to know what something is, or if she has a question about something, or make that light motion activated. You guys are just as bad as me. I got my MLK book in the mail, read it, came back and watched the MLK video again. Oh, good. I'm so glad. My phone is messing up. Oh, no. About to dye your hair purple? Yay! All right, Renee. Good for you. Hi, Barb. So please do take a look. Cassie has been posting all kinds of great stuff. And then if you want something specific, she's really good about, her and Scott both have been doing the lives. And, you know, like I said earlier, they were at a place. Yes, I can. Give me 1 second. No problem, Sonia. Hi, Kay. They were at a place that had a whole bunch of different animals. Hi, Jennifer Bowers. And I asked them to look out and see if they had a buffalo for me because two things. One is I really connect with the buffalo. I love looking at wild buffalo when they're roaming. And because of my Buffalo Bills, of course, I love to have extra buffalo energy in the house for my boys. And they found me a really gorgeous one that is like red, had red and pinks in it and stuff. Really beautiful. And so I was able to like pick out one specifically that I really liked. So take a look, you know, and make sure you're notified when they go live. And they'll, you know, you can actually pick stuff up while they're at Tucson. And they'll kind of pick stuff out right for you. Okay, I was kind of hoping that Shauna would be on, but I know she's probably doing dinner. And because we have to redraw the thank you, Heather. We have to redraw the giveaway for the Relative Tarot. The winner who won on Friday did not get back to me, and I actually gave her until today. Really, I was going to redraw in 24 hours, but she hasn't gotten back to me yet. Where are they showing the lives? Yes, on Facebook. I'm trying to remember. They might be doing it in the Den, which is the private group, which I think you can find it, but you have to ask for entry. Hang on 1 second and in the Den. Yes. I will post it because I think it's a private group, so you have to ask for entrance. But come on, share this group. Hang on. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Oh, wait. That's not what I want to do. Nope. Hold on. That's going to do. Maybe. Let's see. You tell me if this works. Hopefully it works. Oh, good. Is that the Den? Oh, see, your group is different than me. Oh, Michelle, I wish you could, honey, but they actually had to have entered by last Friday. So I'm sorry. but next time, and keep watching, because I will be having another giveaway very soon for the new version, the second edition of the Lion's Gateway Tarot. I'm going to do a giveaway for that one. Okay, so I'm going to redraw, though. These are the rest of the people. What are the names in blue? What are the names in blue? What are the names in blue? What names in blue? I don't know. Oh, they're in there. They are my moderators. They're for the videos. Admins, yep, moderators for the video. Claire! Is Claire here tonight? I haven't seen her, I don't think, tonight. But I know she has been around. Claire. So I will give her 24 hours. Moderators are her army. Yes, they are. They're people who can get rid of trolls for me and that kind of stuff. So, and you know, yeah, we get rid of the bad guys. Exactly. They keep an eye out on me. Yay, Claire. So Claire, I'm going to give you 24 hours now. I looked, actually, I was going to try to make it as fair as I can. I was trying to find the other person who won, is not in our Facebook group and, does not have a channel per se on, YouTube. So I had no way of getting a hold of her. So I believe Claire is on our Facebook group though. So hopefully I can get a hold of her within 24 hours. And we'll get her the deck. So yay. Yay. All right. Now, you just got the ding ding. Hi, Pat. I just redrew, Pat. And Claire has 24 hours to get us before we redraw again. But I have a feeling Claire is probably going to get a hold of us because she actually is a watcher, and I think she's in the Facebook group too. All right. Yes, block the trolls, and sometimes comments cannot be shown because they have a swear word in it or something like that. So, waiting for a coworker to head home. All right. What else? So let's talk a little bit about affirmations. So the reason for me bringing up the fact that it's been a tough beginning of the year for a whole lot of people is because here we're trying to do shadow work. And when you're doing shadow work, it's really super important that you keep up with self-care and doing good affirmation work to try to uplift yourself, to keep in mind and try to keep a positive attitude with yourself. It is really hard to be pulling up things in shadow work that under a basket full of tarot decks. This is just Oracle decks, and this isn't all of them. But this is what I had to bring downstairs, and I haven't unpacked all my Oracle decks, but these are the decks that I use most often, Oracle deck wise anyway. Cancel, that's good. But it's hard when we're pulling stuff out of shadow to say, okay, this is something that I kind of buried, and I blocked it off because I knew that it was something hurtful to me and I couldn't deal with it at the time. So either there's a behavior around that wall that I have developed to protect myself, or there's just a shadow in my life that is sensitive for me. So when something comes up to remind me of that, I may get super defensive like right away. Or I may lash out without realizing that it's not really that person's fault. It's just that they have hit a touchy subject with me, a trigger spot, a bruise, kind of like a gnawing or an irritation. Exactly. And so when we hit that and we go, wait, you can't know that. I hid that for a reason. And so when we start pulling that stuff out and looking at it, it's very hard to also keep a good attitude with yourself. Hi, Shauna. To be able to still say, you know what? It's okay. I'm a good person. As a matter of fact, to love that piece of yourself is not easy. It is not easy to say, wow, I may be a little sensitive on a topic like this, and that's okay. I love that my brain put that in place for me, knowing that I had a touchy area. You have to, and that's part of shadow work, is to learn to love those pieces of ourselves that maybe are hard to be lovable. We are all human. We all have shadows, absolutely. And what's really hard is to take something that we don't really like about ourselves and to be able to say, you know what? Good for me. Good for me for recognizing that was something I couldn't deal with at the time. And so my brain put up this wall to protect me. And how awesome is my brain for doing that? Now, it's not always a pretty thing. The wall usually isn't like this straight, even wall that's really pretty and it's painted all this, rainbows and gemstones on the outside. Usually it's kind of this dark, dank place that we don't really want to dig into. But it's so, so important when we're pulling at those walls and when we're kind of peeking through and when we're realizing that there's pieces of ourselves that we don't really want to look at very much. It is so important to keep doing as much affirmation work as we can, because we need to keep up the attaboy part of ourselves that says, yes, the fact that we're even diving into this means that we deserve love. We deserve to tell ourselves how awesome we are. And we have to do even more affirmation work than we normally do when we are diving into that shadow part of ourselves. When we're pulling that stuff out, that's a little sensitive. Sounds like it works the same way as our inner critic. Absolutely, for sure. Also, when we're aware of this part of ourselves, it's okay. It's okay. Yes. Affirmations are free. That's right. So one of the things that I pulled my Oracle decks out for is that I have found that there are a lot of Oracle decks that are really helpful for affirmation work. There are tarot decks that are good for that too. It's harder to find. And even then, sometimes even stuff like the Good Tarot, which is one of the ones that Pat uses for his daily draws, is really good for affirmation. But I find that with tarot work, I tend to want my tarot decks to be less fluffy, if you understand that word, in the context of tarot and oracle, and more down to earth. Like I want it to actually tell me, okay, Jen, you're fucking up. What are you doing wrong? Where oracle, I will reach for oracle more as kind of to give more information to the reading, or I'm fluffy too. Or as something to build myself up. I don't expect to pull an oracle card and have it go, hey, you idiot, what the hell do you think you're doing? And sometimes tarot can do that. Sometimes tarot is very good at pointing out the flaws that we have kind of decided not to look at. Oracle should not do that as much. To me, oracle is much more in the building up and affirming who you are kind of decks, a lot more than tarot. So I kind of have pulled out some oracle decks. Hello, Mystical Melissa. You lose your signal in the bathroom. That's okay, Renee. I hear you. By the way, she's doing her hair. She's not, but I mean, you can take me along to poop. That's okay too. Sometimes an oracle card can help round out the sharp edges. Yes, absolutely. It's all right. Okay, so another one now. Shauna uses this deck almost on a daily basis. Tarot can be more forceful. That friend that you need to hit you upside the head. Exactly. Shauna uses this deck a lot for a lot of her daily draws. This is Cheryl Richardson. It's called Self-Care Cards. Now, this is the older version. I believe the newer version, I'm trying to remember what the newer version of the box looks like, but it's by Cheryl Richards, and it's called Self-Care Cards. I'm fairly new. How do I know when you are going live? That's okay, Sonia. Don't worry about it. If you look just below where it says the title for this one, it's Redraw Relative Tarot, blah, blah, blah. There should be a little bell there. And if you click it, it says notifications, and it says, do you want to know when I post? I can't remember what the options are. Only when I go live, and or all is supposed to give you the notifications. Now, we all know YouTube is not great at doing notifications. Sometimes you have to kind of refresh that and go back and like take it off and then put it back on, because YouTube is but at least hopefully sometimes it will do it. If you click it, it should come up and say all notifications, or I can't remember what the other options are. And if it doesn't do anything, then either you were already clicked or it took it off. Okay. I was playing Yahtzee and it jumped up. Yay. Okay. So this is the self-care cards. And I think Shauna said they were fairly cheap right now on Amazon for $13 right now. So that's awesome. So on one side, it says self-love. It says a keyword of self-care. And then on the other side, it gives you kind of a little saying or a little suggestion. So this one says self-love, and it says care for your body. Self-love and self-acceptance are the ultimate acts of self-care. So this is a card that if I were going to start pulling these cards on a daily basis again, I would pull this card and maybe bring it with you to work. Set it up on your keyboard at work to kind of remind yourself something about what the universe wanted you to know today. Truth. So the back of this one says, tell the truth. Integrity is the key to living an authentic life. My friend is going through financial and emotional abuse. She's having a very hard time leaving. She usually asks me for readings. Tarot is getting more and more blunt with her. I hear you. Oh my goodness. Sarana, I hear you. I have people that I read for at work, and I know I've said before, there's one girl in particular that I read for at work that a lot of times, for a long time before she left her old boyfriend, she was asking me to do readings, and it was like the same cards were coming up all the time. And you kind of think, okay, how many more times? Like, how many cards can you come up with that say the same thing? And before you go, okay, I guess it's time to go. Hi, Thomas. Progress. Charge forward. Be willing to make mistakes. So this is one kind of example of some self-care affirmation kind of cards that you can get to kind of give yourself some affirmation work to do. If you cannot even afford $13, which I know $13 can make or break you on some weeks. Believe me, most of us are living, week to week, right? Let me know, because I can certainly send you a whole bunch of them, and you can cut them up and do your own affirmation deck. Or follow Shauna on our Facebook page. And she does a daily affirmate. Like, she'll pull one of these cards daily. And then you can keep that image up. You scored mine at a restore for $2. See? Absolutely. She pulls one daily. So look at her on our Facebook page. And she can, you can follow her affirmation daily. Hi, Be Anything. I loved that deck that you showed. That was the deck for modern times where it showed people on cellular telephones. I thought that one was cute. I wish I could buy that one, right? Beautiful. She has a child with him, so it's tough. Ugh, I know, Sarana. It is not easy at all, is it? For women, I have a couple specific decks that were kind of made for women specifically. One is the Soulful Woman. Again, there's a couple of decks that I have that just really speak to, being nice to yourself, being good for yourself, that kind of thing. This is called the Soulful Woman. And these cards have, like, the back is the same on all the cards. And then it has a great image usually. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because, of course, my, oh, there we go. Maybe that works. My focus here. Time of fallow. Creative manifestation occurs more easily when I have nurtured myself and honored my time of fallow. That's great. This is a Blue Angel deck. Blue Angel has some really great decks for this kind of stuff. It's fairly clear. Okay, good. Good. Again, it's just sometimes they're a little bit different in the artwork, the style of artwork. You have to find something that works for you. That when you see it, it makes you go, oh, look at that, right? Yep. Pat does it too. Absolutely. And I love, he has, right? The Celtic Tree Oracle, is that what you're using now, right? Yeah, I think so. He's using that one now, and they have turned out beautifully. So that's another deck that is a little bit different style. This one is a newer one that I backed on Kickstarter called the Shakti Wisdom Oracle. Yes, and the Good Tarot, yes. And I was saying that before that, Pat, you've been doing the Good Tarot, which to me is like almost like an affirmation tarot. The Shakti Wisdom. This deck is beautiful. I can't remember if I've done an unboxing of this or not. This has some gorgeous artwork to it, and the book has been really great. I've been trying. It just has a little bit of a blurb. And look at the backs. Ugh, I love the backs of these. Here's Aphrodite. You never got yours. Really? You're kidding. Well, that makes me sad. You backed it on Kickstarter and you haven't gotten it? Ugh. Well, now I don't know if I want to show it. There's the Brigitte card. And again, so if we look at the Brigitte card, and let me read that. It says, Brigitte, the Celtic patroness of healing, hearth, and craft, carries the light to you with her triumvirate of practical skills. Okay, they're trying a little too hard to sound smart. The harbinger of spring, she represents the fire not only of the home and of creativity, but that which purifies and casts away the dank shadows of winter. Her renewal within you abounds, helping you hone your skills, follow your creative urges, and refine your ability to heal. Brigitte helps you grow year in and year out and blesses you on your soulful journeys around the sun. Well, she said she sent it and was delivered, but she was like, take it up with the post office. There's now to get my money back. Really? Oh, I hate when they do that. So, because then you have to like go down to the post office and all that kind of stuff. That's not right. I don't like that. Take responsibility of what's going on. Ugh. This one has always been one of my favorites. The Wisdom Keeper Oracle. This is a really, really great deck. If you can at all afford it. I believe this is a Blue Angel deck too. Let me see. Too much of a hassle. Ugh. I'm sorry, Witchy Woo. That's terrible. Oh, it's not. Wisdomkeepers.net. This one is. And these cards, I absolutely love, love, love these cards. There's something about the eyes of this deck that really draw me in. And then each card has like a story of who these people are. Yeah, right? I know. I just love, like, let's look at, what is this? 54. Aspiration. Oh, look at that. All right, 54. So then you go to the book, and for 54, there's lots of information, but I'm going to tell you about his wisdom story, or her wisdom story. I grew up in the ashram of a charismatic guru. Following the footsteps of my materially unambitious parents, I became a devotee. At a young age, I was adept at meditation and prayer and knew the sweet scent of peace. Our guru preached generosity and rejected all possessions. He was known for performing miracles and for his great humility. Once I got lost in the ashram and accidentally passed by one of his private chambers. The door was ajar, so I could peek in. I was shocked to see mountains of material riches and pictures of him socializing with some of the wealthiest, most corrupt people in all the world. Before anyone saw me, I ran straight to my parents to tell them what I saw. They didn't believe me. Even if it were true, they were sure he had a holy reason. For the next few years, my parents continued to offer their salaries and material goods to the ashram, and he continued to receive their gifts with hidden greed. Finally, I dared to confront him. He accused me of lying and sinning. My parents were too scared and confused to stand by my side, so I ran from the ashram and everything that guru represented. All I wanted was self-realization. I rejected all material goods and lived a completely ascetic life. For years, I lived under a tree and then wandered for long periods in total silence. People began to see me as a saint. Though I resisted the projections for as long as I could, my yearning to serve grew too big to ignore. I began to teach about love, forgiveness, service, charity, contentment, inner peace, devotion, and respect for all peoples, no matter their caste or religion. I advised my followers to lead ordinary family lives and not to give their resources to me. But then there was a devastating earthquake in our country. Thousands were left homeless. I realized that with one request, I could raise enough money to save all of those people. In that moment, I understood how profoundly my fear of greed had diminished my capacity to serve. To heal the wounds of my past, I had to learn to trust myself and to understand at the deepest level that my hands were nothing but the hands of the world. Now I have a foundation where resources are constantly gathered and redistributed. Food, money, and love flow freely through my life, home, and community. I hold on to very little, but I no longer need to push anything away. Ooh, that's a great story, right? So then it says, my gift to you. I bring the gift of aspiration, looking hard and long at the ways you're still driven by fear, competition, and the desire to serve yourself. I come when it is time to start thinking about how to serve others and how to join forces in order to create a healthier, more sustainable world. Call out your inner Robin Hood. Start giving back. Think holistically. Find creative ways to more justly redistribute the resources on our planet. So, yeah, right? And it goes on a little bit, and then it gives you some journaling kind of questions after that too. The whole deck is like that, though. It really is. It's a beautiful deck. The eyes of this deck. All right, love you too, sweetie. Give yourself a big hug. Thank you for all of your support tonight. Really great deck. I love when I pull out this deck, I know it's time for some great soul searching affirmation, like love yourself. This is what you can do to make yourself feel a little better tonight. That kind of thing. It's a great deck for that. So definitely the Wisdom Keepers. You don't have to like every deck, Sherry Bug. Sometimes things don't connect with you now and they connect with you later. Sometimes I have loved a deck and really super connected to it. And then after a while, it doesn't really work for me. And the opposite. Sometimes I have been like, I don't really like that deck. And then 2-3 years down the road, all of a sudden I connect to it. Thank goodness we don't all like the same kind of deck, right? Okay. There is a million kind of decks out there for a million different personalities. So Sacred Rebels is another one that is very popular, and I will say is a great, great deck. This deck, I think, was one of my first Oracle decks. And I'm just really connected. It's funny, you know, Sherry Bug, they have said before, the creators of that one, the Wisdom Keepers, have said that they, with the exception of 2 of the cards, they are not supposed to be celebrities. Although there are a couple that you're like, oh, come on, that has to be that celebrity. But it's all about the right time for when you work with a deck. Yes, absolutely. Yep. For sure. So again, there's different decks for different people. I would suggest looking for an Oracle deck. If you cannot get an Oracle deck of your own, this one is called Sacred Rebels. It's an absolutely, I love this deck. This was one of my first decks at all, Oracle decks. And it was, this is Elena Fairchild. This is another Blue Angel deck. Elena Fairchild, I love her. I would suggest Affirmations. Look for an Oracle deck. You can, if you cannot afford to get an Oracle deck, it's okay. You can make your own Oracle deck. You can, print out pictures from a printer and find quotes that you really like and put them together. You can follow somebody who does a daily draw. Shauna does a daily draw. Steven does a daily draw on YouTube. Pat does a daily draw on YouTube. Shauna does it on our channel and on her personal page, I think. Don't you? Do you post it on your personal page, Shauna? A lot of people do daily draws that you can follow one that you like the deck they're working with at the time. There's an odd one from Brian Eno that's online virtual. I'll look for the link. Cool. I don't think I know that one. I don't think. Yep. Cheap magazines at library sales. Absolutely. Add quotes that you find online. Absolutely. I had gotten the Wild Offerings Oracle, but it's just too Christian for me. The wording. Wild Offerings. Wild Offerings. Is that the one that has to do with the Wild Unknown? Or is that something different? Wild Offerings. I can't remember. On your witchy page. You have a witchy page? Did I know you had a witchy page? Am I on your witchy page? Oh my goodness. See, this is why. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. This is why I end up getting into misunderstandings, though, because here I talk to Shauna every single day. I can't remember if I knew she had a witchy page or if I am on your witchy page. I get so damn busy, but it's terrible. Because I really need to pay attention to other stuff. I'm sorry, Shauna. Make sure you give me your thing, because I feel like I haven't seen your witchy page, which is horrible. I feel terrible. I hate when I'm like, I'm so busy. I need to take the time to do that, like to follow other people. And I am. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Oh, I feel horrible. Shauna Horns. Oh, I am. Oh, good. I feel so bad. Lots of companies will send you catalogs. Oh, yes, that's a good idea too. I'll tell you, the Pyramid Collection is a great catalog for pagan like stuff, and that would be a great one. Copy. I would cut out a whole bunch of their products and stuff and use them for there's Shauna's page right there, and use them for oracles that you can make up on your own. I think that'd be cool. They have like cool bedspreads and clothes and all kinds of stuff. So yes, so that's another idea. It's what I'm saying is it is super, super important when we are all going through this kind of downturn. There's something about the dark half of the year anyways. So hopefully Imulk will help kind of switch that around. There's something about the dark half of the year that it's a tough time of year for me to get through. And I know a lot of people are like this too. When I can't go outside and connect to earth, which I need to do anyways. Yes, vitamin D. Yep, that's definitely part of it. But grounding for me, when I cannot put my feet in the ground, I'm like dying. By the time May gets here, which is like sometimes the first time that I can put my little toes in the earth, I'm dying. You know, like I went to the doctor today and I said to him, I don't remember feeling this exhausted. I feel like I could stay in bed for days. And he's like, well, you told me that 2 years ago when you came, and you told me that last year about this time. And I'm like, really? I did? So we're doing blood work again, but he's like, it's probably going to be okay. And I thought, shit, you know what? Then I really need to figure out how to get outside, even if it's 10 degrees outside. And I might not be able to, put my toes in the earth, but go out and sit with my ducks in the cold. Okay, did you mean ducks or did you mean ducks? It rains here all the time. Right? So seasonal depression, yep, that's definitely part of it. And it's funny though, mine is less about the cold, and although that is why. Sherry Bug does have ducks. Maybe find a good tree. Yes, that's what I need to do. I try, Jennifer Bowers, I try to bring plants in, and part of it is me, but part of it is my kitties. The cats just destroy any plant I ever bring in the house. So until I can, I need to build a little greenhouse or something for inside the house that the cats get into. They're horrible because they will completely eat it, destroy it, tear it up, and it's awful. So blessed to live in Florida. No kidding. Yeah, my cats are the same. They're awful. I have one little air plant on a shelf they can't reach, right? Talking about sailors that would envision sunshine on cloudy days in order to bring up their spirits. Oh, I bet. Get a used aquarium and make a terrarium. That's a good idea. Really counting on Imulk to do her thing. Me too. Me too, Kay. Absolutely. Imulk is, Friday night into Saturday. Unless you celebrate the Candlemas part of Imulk, which is then Friday or Saturday night into Sunday. Terrarium with a lid. Yep. Or gather moss. I know. I keep saying I want to get one of those moss mats that you put outside. Do you still have your Reiki basket in operation? I do. I'm not as as diligent as I have been with it. It is still here. It is still in operation. When somebody asks me to go in it, I do it. But like, I have not emptied it in the last two new moons. It's like full. Which means usually I burn the intentions and I use that to make black salt. And I have, in the last two new moons, I just haven't. It's been a rough couple of months. It just really has. In the good weather in the fall, fill a big basin with earth and bring it into the house. Yeah, that's keep it covered from your kitties. Yeah, exactly, Laura. Right? I'll find all kinds of cute little stuff in there. But yeah, I have to keep it in a bin or something. Kitty litter. Exactly. All right. So what else, you guys? There's so many Oracle decks. Just find one that you connect with the art, and you enjoy the author, and work with it that way. I finally found my Moonology deck and the Queen of Moon Oracle. I'm going to start that. You have an indoor butterfly garden. Ooh, I wish I did. I'll have to look, because I think Sonnenberg Gardens in Canandaigua might have an indoor part that I could go and hang out a little bit. That would be awesome. I'll have to look and see how expensive it is too, because sometimes around here, I don't know, the rich people deserve to be artsy, I guess, and the poor people don't. Which is so bad. I will say, okay, I'm gonna try not to bitch through this whole video. I'm sorry. Or conservatory. Yep. You make a video on how to make black salt. Yes. 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 Hold on. If I don't write it down, then I didn't say yes. So hang on, because I'm trying to remember to write it down in my date book. Video ideas that I need to do, so that I don't forget. Even though there's still a couple on here that I haven't done. Black salt. How to. Black salt. That's a good excuse anyway, because I really need to empty out the Reiki basket. So I will do that for sure. Anyways, can I just say that I don't know what it is. Since my kids were born, I think when I was young, we used to be able to not have a whole lot of money and still do art stuff, like go to the museum and go to the planetarium, and I don't do stuff that was like culture. And all of a sudden, since my kids were, I don't know, maybe in their teenagers, all of a sudden it's like $60 to get into the museum, and I can't take the kids to concerts, even like the Philharmonic concerts and stuff, because it's like $100 to go to the concerts and go to the library. Yep, absolutely. But I love museums and conservatories and botanical gardens, and I would do that stuff all the time, but I can't afford to do all that stuff all the time if they're going to be like up $50. Yeah, discount days are midweek at noon. Yeah, when the working people are working. Exactly. And I'm like, hey, what the hell? Or like, I know even the movies. I don't go to the movies anymore because it's insane. I mean, that's just crazy to pay like $25 to get in the door, and then forget it if you wanted popcorn or something. Usually if we go, I'm not getting anything. I will go and sit and die of thirst before I spend $12 for a soda. I mean, come on. Or $7 for a bottle of water. It's just crazy. Come on. That's insane. But like, I love the Oscars, and I used to go to like every Oscar movie and rate every Oscar movie and stuff. Now, the good thing is a lot of times now, like the Netflix ones I can watch, And some of them have come out on video and stuff already. But the new ones, I can't go see them now. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Forget the movie theaters. I know my daughter wanted to go see Billie Eilish, $600 for nose piece. I know. I used to go to plays all the time. I love the theater. Like, I would go to the theater constantly. But even like in Rochester, our little rinky-dink theater is $120 for a ticket. Come on. That's insane. Why the heck? Wait, huh? Why is it that only rich people suddenly get to be cultured? I want everyone around me to be cultured. I love culture. I think that's wrong. And I'm really ticked. Okay, I'm going to try to get my bitch session over. He's laughing. Yeah, I haven't been at our local museum. I haven't been in forever because, like you said, even the discount days are like midweek at noon or something, and I have to work, people. And I'll look into like, okay, if I give you $50 for the year, can I come? It used to be like if you spent $50 for the year, you can go like however many times you want. Yeah, not anymore. We still have a drive-in. Yes, I absolutely. I do too. Drive-in. Thank you. I know he is. He is beautiful and hilarious and like super funny. Oh yes, what is a Scully? Thank you, Sonia, for bringing it back up. Okay, so my Scully Council is every week. Usually it's 4. We're up to like 4, although now this week there's 5 because I didn't know he was out there. 4 out of all my crystal skulls, and they go back and forth to work with me and stuff, and I set them up in the morning, and I kind of pull their energy out and asked the skulls, I call them the guardians or the council, and I pull them out and set them up every morning when I go to work. You sleep a little. I'm almost done. You know me. I'm blah, blah, blah. Have Frankie check for military. That's a good idea, Catherine. I didn't think of that. That's true. That's a really good idea. But so I set them up every morning, and then I kind of say a little chant over them, basically that anyone who had picked out one of those Scullies to help them for the week, that they need to send their energy out and connect to that person and give them help for their week, so that even if you don't own a skull, you can connect to one of the council on a weekly basis and connect to them when you feel like you need their energy or you need their help with something or that kind of stuff. I'm so doing self-care. I ordered the Wisdom Keepers. You're welcome. So that even if you don't own a skull, you can connect to that energy still and be able to have that energy helping you throughout your week. Sometimes, like, I have connected with one that I just really need energy, period. I'm exhausted lately. And so one specifically, I'm like, oh, I'm really going to connect to him a lot this week. Sometimes it's, something else that I need, that I feel like drawn to one particular skull. And usually I find out that skull is good for that kind of thing that I'm looking for, that I'm lacking that week. Ever since I have been doing Scully Council at work, my moods have been so much better, right? Isn't that great? Now I have to say, I have a Scully I connect with, but he doesn't tell me anything, and he's kind of a smartass. That's okay, Shauna, because he's helping you in his own way, in the way that you need right now. I totally agree, Ravenheart. I have to tell you, I don't know if you guys caught this before. I kind of said it in passing before, but I want to bring it up and just say how annoyed I am that I'm not allowed to have my Scully Council on my machine anymore. So I cannot have it in my the area that I actually do the mammograms anymore, because apparently I had a patient complain that they made her uncomfortable. Which I said to my boss, you know what, that really kind of annoys me, because, and I have no problem, you know what, fine. Except that if they had said something to me, two things would have happened. One, I would have said, oh, I'm really sorry. They aren't meant to freak anybody out. I do crystal healing. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I do crystal healing, and I always have them out because they fill the energy or fill the room with different kinds of energy, and they help me out a lot. And usually when I say that, people are like, oh, okay. I know sometimes, like, all right, let me tell you, I would not have this in the room with patients. Because, duh, he looks like he's ready to rip somebody's head off, right? Even though I know he's not. But my other Scullies, like, are you kidding? Two is, I would have said to them, if it bothers you, though, I can certainly put them, I have my crystal bag with me all the time. I can certainly put them back in my crystal bag and put them away while you're here. That's not an issue. Instead of saying anything, though, they made a formal complaint. So I was like, you know what? And Tammy, I have to say, my boss did as well as she probably could. She's like, because it was a formal complaint, that means that, I knew that you used them for religious purposes. It's funny, I have everybody at work knowing what I'm going to say ahead of time. And so I'm not saying you can't have them out, but you can't have them out in the patient room. So I have to have them in the break room or something like that. And I'm like, fine. That's so annoying, but fine. Yeah, some people, exactly. And I totally understand that. I put them at my computer. Yeah, people ask me about them all the time. Yep, exactly. Where would you start? If you haven't worked with Scullies before, where would you start? I would start, she's getting mammogram. Now that's uncomfortable, right? I know. I would start with the council. If you look on my Facebook page, on my Instagram page, I post the council every week, and it's usually for that but out of sight. Well, that's what I have to do. I have to have them in the other room, Serana. Because out and out of sight in the same room doesn't work in a patient room. So I would start with feeling that energy. And I don't, you know what, Nancy? Absolutely. And I don't need everyone to accept my beliefs or accept that at all. At all. But if they had said something to me, I don't take it personally. I don't anything. Like I said, usually I'm like, oh, I'm sorry about that. I do Reiki and crystal healing, and so I just have them because they fill the room with different kinds of energy. If they bother you, I can put them away in this bag, though. And I never would make a patient feel uncomfortable about saying that, about anything. I would have no problem with that. It just bugs me that instead of just say it, really you have to like make a formal complaint about me, like. Yes, everyone at work knows I'm a witch. Absolutely. My bank had a prayer box on the main counter, right? Exactly. And it happens. Mine like to play hide and seek and travel. Yes, I know. I know, and they can. And I just wish people would say something to me instead of, which I guess is the problem I had today, huh? If anybody has any issues with me, and that's part of my issue, I think, as a Libra, do you get heat from them knowing? No, not really. At work, you mean, Sonia? No, not at all. Would other people allowed to have, say, palms in the room? Used to be able to, I bet. But like she specifically said to me, and I know that they're going to take a look at that because she specifically said to me, so the policy is, so it makes me wonder if they changed the policy for me. The policy is now that nothing religious in aspect can be in the patient room specifically. So, which I'm like, in a way, I'm like, okay, well, at least they made it across the board. In another way, I'm like, really? Come on. Like, I don't care if people have Jesus statues out. If that makes them feel better, go for it. Like, it bugs me that people think, I don't know. I know they're skulls, though. So, if, as long as it's the same across the board, I guess. Even all the doctor's offices around here have Bibles in the waiting rooms, right? Yep, that's true. We've come this far as witches, and they're still trying to get rid of us. I know. That woman probably worried about getting a pain in the tush voodoo if she complained to you. Which is, I know, unless the patient brings it in. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's what's funny to me is, and I specifically, and I said to my boss, it bugs me because had they said something to me, 99% of patients are like, oh, well, that's great. Once they hear me not say, oh, I'm a Satan worshiper and hail Satan and hope you die. I don't know what it is that they have in their head that they think is going to come out of my mouth. But once they hear that I'm like this love and light, I'm a Reiki healer, I use them for crystal healing, 99% of people are like, oh, that's so great. So, like learn something instead of just shutting yourself off to whatever it is. Just ask. It doesn't bother me if you ask, it's so the next thing I'm waiting to hear, Reiki is not inherently witchy. Not at all, but not as what the heck is that? Neither is crystal skulls. Is not inherently witchy either. There's a lot of people that deal with crystal skulls and do healing with crystal skulls that are not witches. Same thing. But so the next thing I'm waiting for is I can't wear my pentacle, or I can't wear my, my stones on my neck, or I can't, like, okay, whatever. Many people would still burn Bix. I know. Yep. They're doing Reiki at Cleveland Clinic. They do it in the hospital now. As a matter of fact, they asked me to do my Reiki at our Mammo Saturdays. So tell me that's not a little, double standard. Like, please bring it here and do it for free, but don't have stuff out there. That was someone who feels like they're entitled. Yes. Yep. Probably. Yeah. And then it makes me feel bad for them. Like, instead of learning something, they just shut down. Yeah, that's all right. Whatever. It's annoying to me that I can't have them out, but fine. So I specifically have all kinds of stuff in my pockets now, which is so bad. Like, oh, I have my karma stone, so I can throw it at someone who ticks me off. That's supposed to like remind me not to be so angry. Oh, and I have, this is Crazy Lace Agate. So I have my Crazy Lace Agate Guardian Wings on me this week on this pocket. I work in a spa and people pay for Reiki, although I feel funny about it. Age isn't an excuse. Yeah, there's plenty of open-minded people. Absolutely. I think you're open-minded forever. So, I know 90-year-olds that have come in and are like, oh, look at that. That's so cute. I learned the hard way from harassment not to put anything witchy out anymore. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Now, tomorrow is going to be a busy day because if they were dragons, maybe, right? Tomorrow is Tarot Tuesday. It will be right around 7 o'clock. Bear with me a little bit. I'm going to set up tonight because I have to work until 6:30 because the only other person that does evenings got appendicitis. So I have to work till 6:30 and come back and do the tarot study at 7. And then I have my class starts at 9. So we have to be done by 9 o'clock. Next week, I believe it's next week. I feel like next week I can't do it on Tuesday, but I will look to be sure. I can't remember now. Make sure to eat. I know, I'll try. Either way, though, I will see you tomorrow for Tarot Tuesday, and then we'll talk tomorrow about next week's. I feel like I can't because I got to be there earlier next week or something. I think the following week they already had me on the schedule, even though I told them ahead of time. But, you know, whatever. I hope everyone has a good one. Let us know if you need affirmations. We can certainly post some more. Pat and Sean are great with that. Love you guys. Thanks so much.